Welcome into the Sporting News Studios as T-Mobile takes us coast to coast during this NFL season. My name is Tom Vandervoort, and let's start in Minnesota, where it must have been like the best ACL injury in the history of the National Football League, right? I mean, I'm talking about Adrian Peterson coming back to post an MVP caliber season, and maybe, just maybe when it's all said and done, the best season in the NFL by a running back. AP has not only gained over 100 yards in each of his last 8 games, in 6 of those games he's gone for over 150. He's averaging nearly 7.5 yards per carry over that stretch and has had at least one run of over 50 yards 6 times in the last 8 weeks. On the road against the Rams last weekend, number 28 went for 212, and if he averages 147 yards per game against the Texans and the Packers, Peterson will end up with the NFL's all-time single-season rushing record, besting Eric Dickerson's 1984 total of 2,105 yards. And he's doing it when everybody knows he's getting the ball. We go now to New York, where the Jets touched down after Monday night's sad sack performance in Tennessee against the Titans. Playoff hopes officially extinguished. The Jets are officially an MESS, especially at quarterback. It looks like Mark Sanchez needs a fresh start and Tim Tebow needs a fresh start. How bad is it? Well, I asked our NFL writer, Cliff Brown.
Anyone who looked at this team in July and saw a playoff team was looking through Rex Ryan-colored glasses. The Jets are a colossal mess. They don't have enough playmakers. Their quarterback is anything but a franchise quarterback. And the head coach is too one-sided as a defensive coach and really can't do anything on the offensive side of football to help when things on that side of the ball go awry. So the Jets are what they are, a team that can get ugly wins against bad teams, but really has trouble competing with the elite teams.
In the opposite position would appear to be the Washington Redskins, and I guarantee you, Skins fans are pinching themselves, making sure it's not a dream. Look no further than Cleveland last weekend, where it went almost perfectly for Washington. They sat RG3 and overcame a very slow start to win going away behind backup Kirk Cousins. Not only does RG3 get more time to rest his injured knee, there's another silver lining here too. If Griffin wants to play for a long time, he's going to have to avoid contact. And if the pain of injury wasn't enough to change his playing style, I think the pain of not playing in that game when he really thought he could might get him sliding and running out of bounds just a little more frequently. Now in Atlanta, the Falcons must have turned at least some of the doubters into believers with a 34-0 beatdown of the suddenly vulnerable defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants. If the knock on Atlanta was a supposed lack of toughness, the stellar play by both the offensive and defensive lines in that game should have opened some eyes, especially on the defensive side of the ball, where the Birds held firm on 3 fourth-down attempts by the New York Giants. Atlanta has officially nothing left to prove until January and the NFL playoffs. And finally, we head to Chicago, where another loss puts a lot in jeopardy in the Windy City. The Bears were 7-1, now they're 8-6, and if you do the math, that's a lot of losses in the last 2 months. And the team has looked particularly inept on offense despite a great season from Brandon Marshall. The Bears' schedule, however, couldn't be any friendlier, with games against the Cardinals and the Lions standing between Chicago and 10 wins. Is that enough to give them a realistic shot at the playoffs? I asked Cliff Brown what he thought.
The Bears' playoff chances, to me, are still alive, fortunately for them, because of their schedule. They have 2 winnable games left, and if they win them, not a whole lot has to fall right for them to get into the playoffs. Having said that, the Bears are still in trouble because Jay Cutler is a quarterback that you can't trust. I believe the Bears are still reeling from last season when this had a similar scenario where they faded down the stretch. The pressure on them in Chicago is tremendous. The fans are really disappointed. Lovie Smith is on the hot seat, and the Bears look like a team that's really feeling the pressure. So it's probably a good thing for the Bears that they don't have any more home games. That they can hopefully, for them, win these last 2 road games. And if they get in the playoffs and get a little healthier, they could be a team that at least gave somebody a first-round scare. But I no longer view the Bears as a playoff team or a Super Bowl contender. I no longer view the Bears as a team that obviously is a shoo-in for the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs, I think it could cost Lovie Smith his job.
All right, that's going to do it for T-Mobile's Coast to Coast coverage. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks for watching.